Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Inept General coming to you with some huge Total War Warhammer news, and we have had the announcement for Total War Warhammer 3. We've had a few days lead up with some teaser videos, but I wasn't going to launch into guesswork on what some of those were, but we have the information now. We have a fantastic trailer featuring Kislev and the Demons of Chaos, but I'm not going to bury the lead for you here. The thing I found most surprising in all of the news today was the image at the end of the trailer, which shows us that we will also be getting the Empire of Cathy, the Far Eastern-based empire in Warhammer Fantasy. The lore's a bit thin on the ground, but it'll be a very exciting addition to the Warhammer series. So without further ado, let's take a look at the trailer, shall we?
Death is like the winter chill. No door can keep it from us. And summer yet may bloom again, though ice be all upon us.
My child, there is so much to tell you that I have run out of time. The sacrifice I made was not enough. The dark gods still feed on our transgressions. Corruption. Obsession. Deceit. Rage. You must face these demons.
Okay, that was a pretty great trailer. I love the music in that. It's great to see Kislev in action, all of that good stuff. Going against Chaos. I'm not sure if that's just a regular Bloodthirst or if that's maybe the demon known as Scarbrand. But it might just be a regular Bloodthirster she's going up against there. But it's great to see the Tsarina, and I just wanted to break down a couple of things we noticed in segments of the trailer. So let's just take a look at the opening bit of the trailer here. Now, the trailer opens in Kislev, the northern part of the lands of the old world in Warhammer, and we hear Tsar Boris talking. Now, he was the previous king before the current leader of Kislev, the Tsarina, who we see here, takes over. Now, in his little speech here at the beginning, he talks about how he failed. Now, Tsar Boris actually died in a battle against Chaos, sacrificing his own life, at which case his daughter, a powerful user of a unique kind of magic in the blood of the people of Kislev, known as ice magic, takes the reins. It's not quite as immediate as this in the old Warhammer Fantasy lore, in terms of her getting ready to battle Chaos that just killed her father. There's a bit of a time lapse in between. It goes on. I've actually done a whole lore series on Kislev, guys. I love this faction. Do check the top right-hand corner for some information on them. But in some of this stuff, we'll make a few notes of what we see in this opening bit of the trailer. We hear Tsar Boris, obviously, as I just mentioned, but we also see us going into the tent of the Tsarina. And in going into that tent, there'll be a couple of figures there on either side of the tent, as you can see in this image, that might be familiar to Warhammer fans. Now, Games Workshop is actually bringing back Warhammer Fantasy. They haven't put a strict timeline on it yet or anything, and Games Workshop, the creators of Warhammer, have actually released an article today that's talking about Warhammer 3. And the designs for these women guardians are new to Warhammer Fantasy completely, except they are going to make an appearance in the rework, which leads us to this quote from Games Workshop saying that their new designs for Warhammer Fantasy are actually finding their way into the new Total War Warhammer game. So we're going to get the designs of these guys, the Guardians, who, as you can see here, were concept drawings for the new Kislev faction going into the reinvention of Warhammer Fantasy. And they also gave us another glimpse of the Griffin Legion, which is presumably how the Griffin Legion will appear within Total War Warhammer Fantasy 3 as well. So we got it interesting that they're working in sort of co-development there, which might hint, it's a bit of a shot in the dark, but might hint at Warhammer Fantasy itself relaunching in the later end of this year with the launch of Total War Warhammer 3, some synergistic marketing there. We also have, of course, the 4 Chaos Powers making their appearance as well. Old Papa Nurgle, Slanesh, Tzeentch, and Khorne all making their appearance. And it's great to see them wonderfully rendered there. But they are going to be individual factions. It's been stated by Games Workshop, as you can see in this little bit of the article here. Now, this puts to bed some sort of questions the Warhammer community had over whether each god would get their own faction or the Demons of Chaos would be a singular faction. So they'll probably get their own factions with their unique demons, sort of buffed out by different variations of Chaos Warriors and things like that, to make them fully fledged factions of Chaos as we go into it there. So that's 4 factions, as well as Kislev and Cathy. So that's actually going to be pretty good. So the trailer sort of goes into some of the units we'll see. So let's have a quick look at that, shall we? Now, as the Tsarina leaves the hut, we see the Guardians there. They'll probably have magic dealing abilities and be sort of failed ice mage apprentices kind of things. We also see her marching alongside her Corsairs. Now, in the traditional army of the Kislevites, that was the only kind of infantry unit. They did a bit of missile shooting. They were pretty good fighters. They're a bit of a mixed bag, but we'll probably see that broken out in Total War Warhammer 3. Here, just as we see the Tsarina's face, we see some Ungol horse archers behind her. And coming up, we also see the Bear Cavalry. It was a bit of a question whether they'd be in the game, not necessarily an official unit, but it looks in the redesign of Kislev, there will definitely be a Bear Cavalry. We also see here the iconic Lancers as the Kislevite army, great unit. And we also see here the Juggernauts making an appearance, the unit of Khorne, a very Khorne-focused trailer, this one. We'll maybe see the reveals for the other Chaos gods coming up later on. And out of the snows, we see emerge the Bloodletters of Khorne, fighting a sort of clubbed variant of the Kislevite infantry here. This might be Griffin Legion, some kind of heavy infantry unit for the Kislevite army. Just being taken out there by a Bloodthirster as well, and that is most of the units. We're still a bit light on the ground as far as details on units in the Kislevite and Chaos armies, and Grand Cathay for that matter, but we've got a lot of time to go, probably about till maybe September or something like that, October for the game's release. But that is the trailer we got, and of course, with the big reveal at the end that we are going to be getting Grand Cathay, which I think is the great surprise of this entire thing. I hope you guys like this look at the video. Do stay tuned to the channel for some more Total War Warhammer news. I will put links into all the Kislev videos I've done so you can really delve into the lore of Kislev as we continue on this journey by discovering more of the great things we'll see in Total War Warhammer 3. Alright guys, thanks for watching and I'll catch you on the next one.